Over the last 5-10 years, there's been a significant shift in how Birmingham is perceived by itself and by the rest of the country. But there's now a real force and a real energy behind improving the whole of Birmingham.
When Brockton rang and asked if to become involved as their development partner at the Mailbox, it was an opportunity that excited us. It was an asset that was clearly in need of repositioning. We agreed a co-investment piece with Brockton. It's important to us so that we're aligned our interests, and we look for that on all of our projects. As we pull the business plan together, the important thing for us is to ensure that it is going to be able to deliver the financial returns that we and our investment partners require. We were really excited to get started.
The Mailbox building, when we bought it and took it over, was open and windy and rainy, and the Mail was not a pleasant environment for retailing at all. So that the building itself, it needed an awful lot of work, a lot of structural alterations.
To remake the Mailbox, to make it new, to make it inspirational once again, we had to adopt and succeed in a whole series of challenges.
We had every restriction possible on the site. We had existing occupiers, office occupiers, existing retailers, even 2 hotels, one at the front and one at the back. And we basically had to keep the existing building working at all times.
You have the BBC who had filming schedules. You had the offices who had quiet daytime work. You had the residents who wanted quiet nighttime work. Almost every hour of the day had somebody who wanted peace. In transforming the Mailbox, we had to make change. We had to take it back to its essence, to its core. By taking it back to its raw origins, we could then layer up with the new and build the new.
Putting this roof on it was, a fundamental and a very costly decision, but one that absolutely had to be made. In terms of the actual design and construction of the roof, it was relatively straightforward. The issues relating to the lighting and the glazing gave rise to what we have here in terms of the beams. It provides the same ambiance, the same natural light, but you can't actually see through it in the same way. It allows people from the offices to see down into this space and give them a feeling of how the building works.
We had to have light quality surfaces to reflect the light, to keep it bouncing and keep it soft. Yet the one thing we felt was important is it all had to settle. It had to settle someplace that was warm and comfortable, and thus the lovely walnut floor. It's got tonal qualities that are almost like a blanket, so all the decisions in terms of color, tone, material were most conscientious and all elemental to making a great space. For the opening ceremony, there were maybe 500 people in it. And that's the first time there was a collection of humans in the space, understanding and gleefully taking in the magic of it, and seeing how the space reacted to them and how they reacted to the space, and how the space took the show on that day, the dancers and the musicians. It was as though they fit perfectly. And that's a reward. It's a plan gone good, and it was a good day.
A big part of the remodelling of the Mailbox has been to invest in integrated technology to really embrace the connected customer. So we have lots of different layers of technology, from enhanced Wi-Fi, powered by a smartphone app, beacon technology, and what we'll be able to do for our tenants is share with them aggregate data, really rich aggregate data, but also highly personalised data, and that's something they can't get anywhere else today.
The other hugely valuable and very important attribute to the scheme was when Harvey Nichols decided to manifest an entirely new character for themselves, redefine themselves, really. And the fact that they did it here in Birmingham at the Mailbox as their first in the world showcase brand store was just magnificent. It befit everything we were trying to do.
They came up with a brand new concept. It was digitally and technologically advanced, like something stores had never seen in the UK before. And that customer journey is what the Birmingham shopper now wants to come and experience. The basket of premium brands that we are curating for the Mailbox, which is both national, international and local, I think will bring a whole new tier of retailing to Birmingham.
Although the Mailbox project is a mixed-use redevelopment, repositioning, it's the retail that's the most dramatic. We've transformed it out of all recognition, and you can see people's faces when they come in the front door how different it is. We put a roof on it, we've changed the whole retailing environment into one that allows people to dwell and shop in a way they haven't done before.
We worked hard as developers to create a fabulous space with maximum impact but at a minimum cost. With an affluent population of well over 500,000 in Birmingham and nearly 100,000 millionaires in the wider Midlands area, the average transaction values for our retailers are significantly higher than the company averages, and in a number of cases are their highest nationally. Our retailers are seeing high conversion rates and good units per transaction, and all this leads to a very profitable rent to sales ratio.
I think testimony to everybody that was party to the process. They knew what the vision was, and they knew where it was going, and they knew how important it was, and they knew the passion that we all held for getting there. It's an imperative for us to leave a project, a space, an experience that's much better than it was, that we leave a legacy for Birmingham, and the Mailbox does that.